Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Howdy, howdy. Hope everybody's having a, well, not as good of a Monday as you could get. Hoping it's not too bad. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I just gotta finish setting something up. Okay, that's good. Gotta join for the own VC thing. Trying to reconnect. All right, we should be good. Surgery hasn't happened yet. No surgery yet. I said I won't be streaming after Monday. Surgery is at 3 p.m. Surgery is not for another 6 hours? So what am I supposed to do until then? It's not even 9 a.m. yet. I'm West Coast time, baby. I mean, what am I just supposed to sit there and feel sad for myself? Like, what? What do you want from me? Anyway, here we are for a stream. Yeah, anxious trembling for 6 hours, like. I'm able to drink water for another hour and 15 minutes. So, gotta hydrate now. By the way, guys, if you haven't seen Project Hail Mary yet, and I'm not like shilling for it at all, I'm not getting paid for this at all, that movie was genuinely incredible. Like it was excellent, or potentially probably like the best movie I've seen in like years. It was so good. So I mean, like I've heard that the book was really, really good too. I didn't read the book, but like it was so good. I might actually listen to the Audible while I'm in the hospital, just because, you know. Project Hail Mary, super, super good. All right, we do have our first guest on Discord, so let's bring them up. Black Hole Sun. Can you hear me? Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Isn't it wash away? Is it wash away the pain or wash away the rain? Jeez, I don't even know the words. Well, Black Hole Sun, you're currently on the live. I don't know if you can hear me, but you should unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry.
Howdy. How's it going?
I didn't realize I was muted. I'm sorry.
Yep, you're good. So, Black Hole Sun, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I did not mean to join the audio.
Oh, well then why did you join the link? Why'd you go to the link?
I think I accidentally hit it.
Okay, well,
Sorry about that.
Thanks for being here. You're good. Speaking of which, I actually need to... Hold up, y'all. Just a quick second. Oops, wrong topic. I just gotta grab something really quick. Okay. And then I gotta put, oh, actually it's right there. Great, we have it already. Yeah, so I think we have actually another guest. Let's talk to burner account. Burner account, how's it going? Burner account? Oh, Andy left. Oh well. My A key just fell off. All right. Well, we'll give it a few minutes. Yeah, what a telling name, right? I mean, like, if he wants to use a burner account so that people don't know he's a flat earther, that's fine. You're right. I have defeated the flat earth. The flat earth is dead. Long live the flat earth. Oh, wait a minute. What did I say? No, I'm kidding. You know, it's like, the king is dead. Long live the king. That whole thing. I will be out starting. So Monday, I will be out after Monday, not starting on Monday. That's the claim, yeah. Spinning wet ball for the win. Yeah, right? Who doesn't like wet balls? The earth is egg-shaped, not round. It's round. You're an outpatient? No. I just haven't gone in for surgery today. Today is Monday, so I will be out after Monday, not starting on Monday. Right, just to clarify.
Yo, what's up, man?
Rempengu, how's it going?
It's going all right.
Glad to hear it. Rempengu, what shape do you think the earth is?
I think it's round, but I do want to say something about flat earthing, or flat earthers.
But it does say opposition only, so I am gonna have to let you go. Sorry, bud. All right, let's talk to science flop talk. Oh, and they left. We just need one guest. And you know, we have a few hundred people in here, so we'll get some people in here. Yes, kitty? Sorry, it's stuck in my head too. Can I help you, Missy? All right, let's talk to Scarecrow. Scarecrow, Kiev. Scarecrow, how's it going?
Yeah, hello, everything's fine, Mr. Blitz. Just
Dr. Blitz. Scarecrow,
Dr. Blitz, sorry.
What? No, you're fine. What shape do you think the Earth is?
I think it's an ellipse form.
An ellipse form.
As an ellipse. Yeah, it's like not the whole round, not the whole sphere, but like a little bit, like a little bit squishy from the top and the bottom.
So if you were to look at it from far away, do you think that you would be able to tell that it's like, what shape do you think it would be shaped like a plate, or would it be shaped like a basketball?
It will be shaped like a basketball, mostly.
All right. Well, then thanks for being here.
Especially we got.
Talk to Apple. Yo, Apple, how's it going?
Right.
Glad to hear it. Apple, what shape do you think the Earth is?
A ball, because it's kind of fucking obvious.
Well, thanks for being here. Talk to Iceling. You're not a flat earther. Let's talk to Higgins. Let's talk to Tide. Tide, how's it going?
Hey man, how's it going?
I'm doing okay. Tide, what shape do you think the Earth is?
A dodo maybe?
Okay, well thanks for being here, Tide. Let's talk to Saul Goonman. That's a funny name, by the way. Saul, Nope, Zal didn't want to connect. Let's talk to Gentile Gentleman. Gentile, how's it going?
Good.
What shape do you think the Earth is, Gentile?
I think it's the shape of a Jewish nose.
I don't know what that means. Do you
Big
think it's
Jewish
round?
nose.
Do you think
I
it's
that's
flat?
the Earth. No, a big Jewish nose.
I don't think that that's the right shape. Did you just come on because you wanted to like talk about how much you are jealous of Jewish people, or like what's going on?
No, the Earth is a big Jewish nose. It's pretty obvious.
What's a Jewish nose?
What's on your face?
Well, I have a nose.
The big Jewish nose.
Okay. Well, thanks for being here. Not. See what I did there? Angle bracket, how's it going? Angle bracket.
Hello.
Angle bracket? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Angle bracket, how old are you?
14.
You can't be here then. Let's talk to Backspace. Backspace, how's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Glad to hear it. Backspace, how old are you?
I'm 17.
You can't be here then, sorry bud. Let's talk to Kirzan. Kirzan, how's it going?
Hello. So I think the Earth is actually
Kirzan.
pretty fucking round. And
Kirzan, how old are you?
I'm 23. I think the Earth is pretty fucking round, and this is a stupid debate.
Okay.
No.
Thanks for being here. Let's talk to Yusuf. I don't know why these kids aren't in school. They should be. Yusuf, how's it going?
Hey, it's going good, man.
Glad to hear it. Yusuf, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. And Yusuf, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I think it's flat.
Okay. Why?
Well, to be honest, like, you know, if you stand on the ground, the Earth like appears flat in like all directions, so it has to be flat, you know?
Lots of things appear a certain way if you don't think about them too much. Does that make them that way?
But it doesn't look like a circle, so how could it be a circle, you know? Like,
Well, nobody's making the claim that it's a circle.
From like airplanes, like you don't see a curve, you know what I'm saying, when they're flying?
Sure you do. There's a reason why the horizon is below eye level.
Can you say that again?
There's a reason why the horizon is below eye level. If it was flat, the horizon wouldn't be below eye level.
That doesn't really make sense. How about like lakes?
Have
Like,
you
well,
studied like perspective at all, or?
It's really, you don't really have to study. It's like common sense. Like,
Well, no, I mean,
like
I
large
assume
bodies
you
of
said you're
water,
18,
like-
so I imagine that you took art class in high school, right?
yeah, I did.
And so
but,
you
like,
remember learning about perspective?
Nah, I don't remember. That was like, I don't remember.
Okay, well, when you do perspective, what you're doing is you're drawing a flat Earth, and the horizon is at the vanishing point, which is where eye level is. So the fact that the horizon is not at the vanishing point, it's not at eye level, must mean that the Earth isn't flat.
But like the ocean, like, why it would look like curving. It doesn't look like that.
Why
just
would it
looks
look that way?
straight. It just looks straight. So
Why would you expect to be able to see the curvature of the ocean from side to side?
because you're the one saying that it's a sphere.
Do you know how much, how far away you can see the ocean? Like how much ocean you can see from side to side?
Like how much in like miles? Like how?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
How much side to side motion or ocean you can see?
No.
It's like less than 6 miles if you're standing on the shore, right? Do you know how much the Earth curves in how much distance you have to cover to get 1 degree of curvature?
No, how much?
69 miles. So you have less than 1/10 of a degree of curvature from left to right.
Oh wow. It's not very convincing, honestly. I don't really get what that proves, you know.
Well, the point is you made the claim that you should be able to see this left to right curvature. You should be able to look out at the ocean and see the curvature. But
yeah, I don't.
You
I don't
shouldn't.
See it.
You shouldn't be able to see it because it's less than
Exactly, so you agreed with
0.1
me,
degrees.
You agreed with
It's
me
because
that
it's
flat,
big.
right?
No, it's because the Earth is big. The Earth is
Okay,
big and curved.
Okay, so if I go to the bottom of the Earth, will I just fall off?
What's the bottom of the Earth?
Like Antarctica, isn't that not the bottom?
No, it's the south.
Yeah, same thing. If I go to the
No,
bottom,
not the
will I
same
just
thing.
fall off?
Oh boy.
How will I not just fall off? Explain that.
The south
Explain.
and the bottom are different things.
Okay, the north and the south. Explain that if I'm in the top, where is that? Like, isn't Greenland like the top?
from Stupid Town?
The
And
north is
if I'm
not
at
the top.
Greenland-
The north is the north.
Is Greenland at the top or not? Yes or no?
Greenland's in the north.
And then if you go to the bottom,
There is the bottom isn't the south.
Okay, the south, whatever. I'll call it the south. If you go to the bottom, you'll just fall off, right? Is that what you're saying?
Why would no? Nobody's saying that. There is no bottom of the Earth. You wouldn't fall off if you're on the south.
Okay, wait. Explain that what you just said. How is there no bottom of the Earth? How? If it's a sphere, there has to be a top and a bottom, a side and
What's
a
the
left and a
top of a
right.
basketball?
The top of a basketball? I
Yeah.
guess like you could say like the what is it called? Where you like put in the air, you know, like the little hole.
According to who? Why is that the top?
It's just like it's like the best way to like just see where's the top, you know.
So just like it's just an arbitrary decision. Well, then we could just say that
Yeah.
like, what country are you from, Yusuf?
I'm from America.
Well, let's just make America the top then. In fact, let's just make America the bottom.
But it is. You can't just say that. Like you have
You
to
just
look
did
at
for
a,
the
look,
you just did for the
look
basketball.
At a sphere. Do you know like those like they're obviously fake. I don't believe in them. You know those like those classrooms.
This has got to be a troll.
Used to have them?
It's got to be a troll.
No. Listen,
You don't believe in spheres?
No. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the a globe. At the top of the globe, there's Greenland. At the bottom, it's Antarctica. It doesn't make sense. If you go to the bottom.
Wait a minute. What happens if you orient the globe the other way?
What do you mean? Like you turn the whole thing upside down?
Yeah. Or you turn it on its side.
That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. How does that?
What part doesn't make sense?
You can just say that, but how can you turn the entire Earth upside down?
You don't need to. The up-down business is arbitrary. You know what they say, there's no up and down in space.
What does that mean?
There's no up and down in space, my guy.
That doesn't make any sense. Can you like explain like?
Yeah,
like,
which
I've
way do
talked to
you
other
think
people about
which way
this.
do you think up is? Which way do you think up is?
What do you mean? Like on the globe, on the map?
No, just like in your life, which way is up?
The sky?
Okay, now which way is north?
Where the compass points north?
Does that point towards the sky?
No.
See how north and up are different?
Yeah, I know. I never
Okay.
said they were the same thing.
So why would Greenland be up when up is towards the sky, not towards the north?
Wait, say that one more time.
Up is towards the sky, not towards the north.
Up is towards. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So Greenland is in the north, not
Yeah,
the
but
top.
it's still the top.
Not
yeah,
the
it's
top.
the
The
north
top
and it's
is the most
It can
up.
be the same. It can be both. It can
The
be.
top
it can
is
be
the
in
most
north.
up. Right?
It
That's
can
what it
be-
means to be top. It means to be most up. I know he's
Wait, what?
trolling.
No, you think I'm trolling? I'm literally not.
Well, that's.
I've tried to.
I'm giving
I've
you the
had this
benefit of the
conversation
doubt
with
and assuming
multiple-
that you're trolling, because if you're not trolling, then I'm very, very concerned for this generation.
No, I've had this conversation with many people, and I still
Apparently
haven't
not.
had like.
So,
a
so
correct, like-
you just. Wait, did you just self-own? Did
What
you
was
just
that?
like admit to having multiple people explain this to you and still not getting it?
Yeah, I'm serious. It doesn't make sense. How
Oh
could it-
Lord, Lordy,
I'm not
Lordy.
even trying to like
Have
waste your
mercy.
time here. No, because listen. I understand that it's a minority belief that the Earth is flat, but I genuinely want to like understand like how people believe it's a sphere. But I can't.
We're not
because
talking
no
about the shape of the
argument
Earth. You
makes
just
sense.
you just don't understand the difference between up and north.
I just said, up and north can be the same thing at the same time.
But you agreed earlier that up is towards the sky and north is the direction that the compass points. But
Okay.
those are different directions.
That still doesn't. That doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't. How does that change?
How can they be
anything?
the same thing if they're different directions?
It doesn't. Like, listen. Greenland and Antarctica. Explain to me how, if I go to the bottom, how I won't fall off. Explain to me. I don't
Do you mean
talk about
if you go to
gravity.
the south?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you want to call it. The south. Yeah.
Yeah, so regardless of where you are on Earth, whether you're at the north, the south, whether you're at the equator, whether you're in Germany or Australia, the Earth's mass produces a gravitational force pulling you towards its middle, its center.
You just
Anywhere
explained
on the
gravity.
surface of the sphere.
I just said don't use gravity to explain.
I'm sorry, I'm going to explain the thing that's true. Sorry you don't like it.
Okay, look, just because I believe in gravity, you can't use that.
Gravity
To your
explains why
argument.
you don't fall off.
It's basically it's like a fallacy. It's
How is it
way
a
you guys,
fallacy?
like-
If gravity points towards the center, then regardless of where you are on the Earth, you won't fall off.
Bro, whenever you guys can't bring like a proper argument, you just talk about gravity.
What do you mean? Look, this is the explanation. I don't know what you want. Do you struggle to understand what it means for something to pull you towards its center?
I guess like this just feels like the same.
Like, which part
thing,
is
like,
confusing?
Okay. If I go to the bottom of the Earth,
The south.
and okay, whatever, the south, yeah, the south.
Yeah.
How will I not fall off? Explain that.
Gravity pulls you towards the middle of the Earth, the center.
Okay, but how, you're just saying a word, gravity. But like, what actually is
Gravity
pulling you?
is
You're
a
saying-
force. That force pulls you in a direction. The direction is towards the center.
Where does this like force come from?
It comes from the mass of the Earth.
So because the Earth is big, it can just pull things in.
Yes, that's what gravity is.
So if say you had say there was an artificial, someone made something as big as the Earth and put it into
Mhm.
space, would it just pull things?
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense.
Which part?
Like how? Like if
How?
there's nothing pulling it, if nothing is pulling it, then how
There is something pulling it. It's gravity. Gravity is the thing doing the pulling.
You're just saying that word.
Gravity is a force. There are forces that exist in nature.
You can't just say that. You have to explain it. You can't just say.
There are explanations. The best current explanation is general relativity, but I don't think you have the boots for that hike.
All right. Just go ahead and insult me, yeah.
Look, if you can't understand the difference between up and north, I don't think you're going to understand. You're not going to understand four-dimensional pseudo-Riemannian manifolds, right? Like, I'm sorry, you're just not equipped for it.
You're just saying big words. Yeah, if I use big words, I can literally.
I mean,
win the
those words
argument,
mean things, and
right?
if you don't, and I understand that they're big and they have technical meaning, but you're just not going to understand them. I could give you the explanation, but you won't like it.
All right, listen, man. I don't think we're getting anywhere. I want to understand your guys' argument, but nothing.
Which part
nothing
about
is-
gravity do you not understand?
It just doesn't make sense. You're just saying that.
Which part
a
doesn't
big
make sense?
thing in space? How? Like a big.
Okay,
like,
do you
gosh,
understand how magnets work? Are you fine with magnets
Yes,
being a thing?
I mean, to like a certain extent, I guess.
Okay, so how does the magnet pull on, another magnet?
I don't know. Like I guess like because God made it that way. Like I don't know.
So you're fine with magnets pulling on each other, but you're not fine with Earth pulling on things?
Okay, there's difference because that's empirical.
What's the
evidence.
difference?
I can
Gravity is
physically
empirical
see-
too. You
I
can't
can-
see magnetism.
I can see, but I can see the magnets connecting together.
Yeah, and you can see things falling to the Earth.
But that's you can't just say that. It's not. That doesn't.
What do you mean you can't just say that? Look, what is pulling this thing down? Why is this thing falling?
Nothing's pulling it. It's just.
Then why is it falling? Why is it falling? Why isn't it just floating?
Okay, why is the opposite like belief that it's just gonna float? Like why do you think that?
So things move when forces act on them. Things don't move when forces don't act on them. Right? Like, people make fun of Newton for like this like amazing discovery, but apparently it was a big deal, especially for people like Yusuf. Like, yes, things don't move unless you do things to the things. Like, okay, that's true. So why isn't it?
He literally just said the obvious. Like he just said.
Yeah, you know what he said? He said that things move or things don't move unless you apply a force to them. So why is this thing moving? When I let go of it, it's not moving initially. So why is it moving when I let go? Why does it move when I let go?
I guess, yeah, to your whatever gravity, yeah, because you want to say gravity, yeah.
Do you have a better explanation?
No, but I want to understand.
Okay, well, look, it's so if I took two magnets and I was holding them and then I let one go, they would the one that I let go would move towards the other one, right?
Yeah, okay.
And in the same way, when I let go of this little doodad, it moves towards the Earth.
So you're saying like the Earth is just like a big magnet?
It's not a magnet. It has a gravitational force instead of a magnetic force. But it applies a force in the same way that a magnet applies a force.
Okay, I guess. I mean, that doesn't like, now we're talking about gravity. We're not talking about how the Earth is flat. Like, you could still believe,
well, apparently you need to understand gravity in order to get to understanding why you don't fall off from Antarctica.
All right. So if I walked, theoretically, if I walked all the way in one spot and all the way around, I would reach the same spot.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to pass over oceans and stuff, so it'd be a little bit tricky, but yes.
I know, that's why I'm saying theoretically, like.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Like, how could that? It doesn't make sense to me.
Why not?
Because like it just like it like breaks your like my brain. Like how you can't just go. It doesn't make sense. It just makes so much more sense that the Earth is just like, you know, flat.
That makes more sense. Why?
Yeah, like it just.
Why are things in the southern hemisphere similar to things in the northern hemisphere if the Earth is flat?
I don't know what that is.
Do you know what the northern hemisphere is?
It's like what is it, like the top half?
The parts north of the equator. And then there's the bits south of the equator, right?
This stuff never really made sense to me because, like I said, I never really acknowledged the fact, like I never accepted it that it was a circle or a ball. So
regardless of what shape you think the Earth is, there is an equator. There is north of the equator. There is south of the equator.
Yeah, like the middle, right?
So why is it that if you do a flight from the same amount south of the equator as you do north of the equator, why do they take the same amount of time?
Wait, hold on. Wait, say that one more time?
If you do a flight south of the equator, say 1,000 miles south of the equator, and then you fly west, and then you do a flight 1,000 miles north of the equator, again flying west, why are you able to, and you know, they go from the same, let's say, I don't know, like 50 degrees east of the prime meridian to, I don't know, like 35 degrees east of the prime meridian. So you're going due west. Why do they take the same amount of time?
You have to make it like in simpler terms.
Didn't you take geography?
I never like. You want to be honest?
Please.
I never finished high school, so.
But like geography is like a 7th grade class.
I know, but I'm not gonna remember that. That was like 5-6 years ago. It doesn't matter. Listen, man. I've had this conversation with countless people, and no matter what, they cannot help me understand. So I just have to. I've come to accept that this is what I believe. This is what's more sad. Like more. How do I say it? Like, I like to believe this. It makes me feel like it makes more sense. You know.
It just seems like that it doesn't really explain why like sunsets happen, or, you know, why the stars are the way they are. It seems like all of this is just a complete mystery on your worldview. But if the Earth is a ball, then all of those things make sense again.
I mean, not exactly.
Yeah, sure. So why can you only see the North Star if you're in the northern hemisphere?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
You don't know what the North Star is?
Is it just like a star in the north?
How do you not know what the North Star is?
I promise I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that before.
Okay, Yusuf.
I'm not trolling. It sounds like I'm trolling because people keep saying I'm trolling about.
Yusuf,
Yes.
here's what I'm just gonna make a recommendation, then we can call it there. Look, it sounds like there are a lot of things that you don't know, a lot of things that you don't understand, which is fine. Not everybody has to know everything. Not everybody has to understand everything. But like, if you recognize that there are such things, a lot of things that you don't understand, and you know you don't understand them, and a lot of things that you don't know, and you know that you don't know them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that probably the best advice for you would be to believe the people who do know and who do understand.
Yeah, I just can't. That you're asking me to believe something that I don't actually think is true.
But you know that you don't understand, and you know that there are people who do understand. So who's more likely to be right, you or them?
Probably them, but that just feels like I'm lying to myself, and I can't do that.
All right. Well, the other option is to just go and study. Yusuf, thank you so much for being here. I actually think it's possible that he was genuine. Like, it's really hard to tell. But like, if he was genuine, then this generation, man, we're in for a tough one. From Ryan Gasling, with the the £2, but isn't the universe flat? Indeed it is. Well, maybe. From TBL Amelia, top bottom are where the poles exist. So dumb. No, that's the north and the south. From Garain with the $2, this is painful. Indeed it is. It was pretty painful. All right, let's bring up our next guest. We have a guest in the waiting area on Discord, so let's bring them up. Number 8, how's it going?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, let me turn you up really quick. Yeah. Number 8, what shape do you think the Earth is?
Well, I can't say, but it's definitely not round.
You can't say, but you can say what it's not?
Yeah.
Okay, why do you think that it's definitely not round?
Well, you see, do you know who Gauss is?
You mean Gauss?
Yeah, Gauss.
Friedrich Gauss?
Yeah, him.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Friedrich Gauss.
So yeah, for the audience, he was a mathematician, one of the
greatest mathematicians of all time. He was the Prince of Mathematics.
Yeah. So he did an experiment in the early 18th century or whatever.
You're gonna have to talk a little bit louder. Your mic is pretty quiet.
Okay, yeah. So he made an experiment where he measured the angle between 3 mountains, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what it gave? 180 degrees. That means the Earth isn't round.
Are you sure?
I can't say. Yeah.
Let's look this up.
Sure. Look at Gauss mountain experiments. And also, there's a bunch of other objections too. Like, come on.
Yeah, sure. So I'm just finding a source for this claim because I've actually heard about this claim, or I've heard about a similar experiment, but I don't remember hearing that he got 180 degrees.
Well, he got like it was on the margin of error, 180 on the margin of error.
So you're saying that he didn't get 180 degrees, but within margin of error it was 180 degrees?
Yes, exactly.
Well, but then that means within margin of error it was also not 180 degrees.
Okay, but if it was less than 180. So within the margin of.
So I'm actually not seeing any particular value. Like I would kind of have to just trust you because I'm not seeing any like accounting of what the actual values were. Do you have a source for this that will go over what the actual measured values were?
Oh, not at the moment, no.
Okay, let me just do some digging because this is an interesting thing to talk about. Let's see. Wait a minute, hold on. There's an issue here. So you're not talking about him measuring the straight line. So you're not talking about him using like measuring distances between the mountains along the surface of the Earth in straight lines that way, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
talking about him
yeah.
using line of sight line of sight connections, right?
No, well, he compared the two. He compared the two.
Did he actually measure
they-
straight line distances between them, not using line of sight, but like using some
Yes,
like ground
and the
measuring
distance,
device?
Yeah.
Because I'm not seeing
Yeah.
that he did that. I'm seeing that he surveyed a triangle formed by 3 mountains. And you survey using like telescopes, right?
Right.
And so that's line of sight. That's not straight line travel.
But he knew the distance between the mountains. It was the same.
Well, so look, do you understand the objection that I'm making?
No, not really.
So if you do a straight line measurement between like a straight line using like line of sight, what you're doing is you're measuring the curvature of the 3-dimensional space that we live in. However, if you do straight line measurements like along the surface of the Earth, then what you're doing is you're measuring the curvature of the 2-dimensional surface of the Earth. So the 3-dimensional space that we live in is approximately flat. The 2-dimensional curvature of the Earth is distinct from the 3-dimensional shape of the the 3-dimensional curvature of space. And so he would have had to have done the measurements not via line of sight, but via like actually tracking out distances along the ground. And I don't think that he did that. And I'm not finding any sources that claim that he did that.
Yeah, but if he uses line of sight, then he'll know
line of
it's
sight
round.
measures the curvature of the 3-dimensional space, not the curvature of the 2-dimensional surface of the Earth.
Well, no, because the light follows gravity.
So the 3-dimensional curvature of space around the Earth is very nearly flat.
Okay, but why is it round then?
So when we talk about the curvature of space, what we're really talking about is something that's like measured by something called the Riemann curvature tensor. And that's going to be quite small.
Big words.
Sorry?
You're just using big words now.
That's not a big word. It's just a person's name. Riemann is a person's name.
Okay.
So when we talk about how curved space is, this is quantified by something called the Riemann curvature tensor. This is like a number, or it's basically like a big array of numbers. And so that quantity for the 3-dimensional, or more properly, the 4-dimensional space-time that we occupy is very, very close to flat because the Earth is just not that big gravitationally. We're not like near a black hole or something. However, if you wanted to measure the shape of the Earth, what you would need to do is you would need to make measurements along the Earth's surface itself, right? Not just traveling through, free-floating, I don't want to say space, but like traveling through 4-dimensional space-time.
Yeah.
And so if it's the case that Gauss used line of sights to measure angles, which I imagine is what he did because he probably used a sextant, then of course he would measure. It isn't, in fact, exactly expected that he would measure nearly exactly 180 degrees, probably within error bars because, they didn't have the equipment to make the precision measurements that we have now. However, if he measured the distance along the ground and then constructed a triangle using those 3 distances, then again, depending on how precise he was, he would find that, it must have been slightly more than 180 degrees. But I don't think he did that.
Okay, yeah, but like under your model, there's like the pressure differentials in the air, right?
Yeah, that causes diffraction.
Exactly. So
yeah,
by him measuring, he showed that there was even if he did measure, it wouldn't even make sense because it has to follow the curvature of the Earth.
Light doesn't follow the curvature of the Earth, at least not typically. You need some serious atmospheric effects to get light to follow the curvature of the Earth, and that doesn't have anything to do with gravity. That's just like the arrangement of air in the atmosphere.
Okay. Another thing, how can a volume exist under like a vacuum? You say the space is
How can
a vacuum,
volume
right?
exist under a vacuum?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. Do you mean how
So
can
you say-
air exist?
Yeah.
And then also how can vacuum
Like,
exist?
what is
and
the volume of the Earth? Like, what's the volume of the Earth?
Well, so there's the volume of the solid part of the Earth, which we could compute. It has a radius of about 4,000 miles. And so 4/3 pi r cubed would give you the volume in cubic miles. But you want something to do with the atmosphere?
Yeah.
So the atmosphere doesn't have like a definitive cutoff. There's kind of a conventional cutoff at like 100 kilometers up, which is roughly like 60 miles up or so. But that's a convention. The the atmosphere is very, very thin at that altitude, but there is still like some atmosphere. So you have to tell me how high up are you going to cut off the atmosphere?
Okay, so like you're saying there's no thing blocking.
There's no hard
off the...
cutoff. It goes from black to white, but there's gray all the way in between. And so you have to ask, like, when does it become white? Well, it's like a gradient, right?
If there's this like all this air, right, increasing in this, wouldn't that mean that down here it'd be like very hot because of pressure?
I mean, it is pretty warm. I don't know about you, man, but like it was like 103 outside yesterday.
Okay, but what about when you go like down the sea and then it gets colder?
Well, the ocean is not particularly warm, right? It takes a lot of energy to heat up water.
Oh, but the pressure is insane. Like under the Mariana Trench, there's like
so pressure and temperature aren't directly linked. If you are using
like the same thing.
If you're talking about an ideal gas and you fix the volume, then if you increase the pressure, then yes, you will increase the temperature for a fixed number of particles. But that's for an ideal gas, which water isn't.
Okay, but like there's a pressure in it.
Yeah,
and
pressure
so
doesn't mean temperature. These are different things.
Yeah, but temperature is average kinetic energy of average kinetic energy of the particles. So how's the pressure hitting on the ocean and not heating it up like in the bottom?
So average kinetic energy is not the same thing as pressure. Pressure is essentially average, or it's isotropic force, or rather isotropic momentum flow. These are different quantities.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to talk with my tutor on this because you're clearly not making sense. Like
I'm not making sense. I mean, like pressure and energy are different things, right?
Yeah, but
different
the
units.
Temperature
and pressure are also different things. They have different units.
Okay, what is pressure?
Pressure is the isotropic component of momentum flow. That's like the technical definition.
Like,
what that roughly means is that if you take the average, or if you take the flow of momentum, if you take the x component of momentum and you ask how quickly it's flowing in the x direction, and then you do that for all of the other directions and take the average, that's what pressure is.
Wait, so it's like the average of like a what?
The average of momentum flow across the three different directions.
So why is the center of the Earth like supposedly why does it supposedly have more pressure?
So, I mean, in principle, it's because the momentum flow is very, very large. The reason why that flow doesn't happen is because there's a force keeping it in. Like if you just got rid of all of the force right now at the center of the Earth, it would explode from the pressure, and the momentum would flow outward.
Yeah, okay, dude.
It sounds like you say that because you don't believe me, but it just sounds like it's incredulity on your end.
Incredulity?
Yeah, it means that you're just
like Apple, don't
it
you?
means that you are just saying I don't believe it because I don't understand it.
Because none of it makes sense. Like you
Which
say
part?
all these things and like all these like these none of it. Like how can there be like a force which also doesn't make it move? Like that makes no sense.
The force is which force doesn't make it move?
Gravity or whatever.
Gravity does make things move. See?
Okay, but you're saying it doesn't make it move in the center of the Earth or the atmosphere.
Gravity is what keeps the high pressure from expanding out.
Okay, but then you're also saying like the water doesn't heat up under pressure and whatever, when it obviously should, because there's
Why
a bunch
should
of like shit. Because gravity is pushing all the air down and all the water down.
Why would that make it hotter?
Because it's pushing it and it's making
pushing things doesn't make them hotter.
Okay,
sometimes it does, depending on the scenario, but like not generally.
It should, because you're making the average kinetic energy of the particles higher.
So pressure doesn't, like in principle, pressure doesn't even affect the average kinetic energy. It doesn't have to.
How are you going to push the particles without making them move?
you can push on things without them moving. Like, I can push on my table. I can push on, like, I'm pushing on this, and it's not moving at all. Right?
Okay, but when you push on the table, it's heating up.
Actually, here's a good example. I'm pushing on this in both directions, right? It's not getting hotter. Just because I'm pushing on it. The pressure is growing. The pressure is higher, but it's not hotter.
Okay, dude. Okay, how about this? Like, Austin Wallace 118 said that a vacuum makes water boil at lower
Who's
temp.
Austin Wallace 118?
It's like a scientist guy. And a
Austin,
vacuum makes...
wait, Austin Wallace 118 is a scientist?
Yeah.
Then what's his name? It sounds like
Austin
what you're telling me
Wallace.
is like it's like a TikToker. Hold on. My cat is being very sad. One sec. Evelyn, what's wrong? Oh.
Nigger, 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 nigger. Fuck you guys, you faggots. Bye-bye.
Oh, he just wanted to troll. What a shame. Well, he left. The kitty is fed. She just wants to go into my bedroom, and my wife wants to sleep. It's funny that that's how they end. That when they have the ability to, they just like, you know, shout slurs because I don't know. I guess they're bad people. Like that's kind of crazy, right? All right, let's read some super chats and then move on to our next guest. From Cody with the $10, caller says, "You're just using big words when the biggest word was curvature." Yeah, that is the biggest word. From Iconoclodge with the $10, good luck later today. Hoping you have a quick recovery. Me too. Yeah, losing an argument, shout slurs and runs. That checks out. All right, let's bring up AJ. Actually, let me go shut the door for in my wife's bedroom really quick. The kitty cat's just very sad. She just wants to go be on the bed with my wife, but my wife's trying to sleep. All right, let's bring up our next guest. Let's talk to AJ. AJ. AJ, how's it going?
Hey. It's going great.
Glad to hear it. AJ, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I think it's round, but I have some questions.
Well, it's opposition only, so thanks for being here, AJ. Let's talk to Gray. Gray, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Gray, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I'm not convinced that it's flat, but I've just been like thinking about it. Like I've always been taught that it's round, and that's what I've like believed it was. And then the more I like kind of dig into it, which the sources, I don't know how intelligent they are, but I've just been thinking about it. I wanted you to give me a explanation to why, like, why can we not go to Antarctica? Like,
you can.
Why do you have to have all the passes to get into Antarctica?
What passes?
The normal person, the public's, you can't just go to Antarctica.
Sure you can.
You can't.
According to who?
The government will not let you.
Which government?
It's a agreement throughout multiple countries like that.
You're talking about the Antarctic Treaty?
Yes.
So the Antarctic Treaty doesn't say you can't go.
Can you go there?
Yeah. There were 4 flat earthers and 4 globe earthers who went like a year and a half ago. It was a big thing.
But did
you can
they
just
get,
go.
like,
It's
clearance
expensive
to go there?
They went privately, so like they didn't have to do any of that stuff. I imagine that they probably, like, you know, if you want to land on a runway, you have to notify the owner of the runway that you're going to land on it. So like whoever owned the runway, they had to let them know. They're like, hey, I'm going to be landing on your runway. Do I have, you know, it's your runway. Do I have permission to land on it? But like, aside from that, like, you can just go.
Can you fly over it?
In principle, yeah, it's big and it's probably it's not very safe, but
will they let
you could. Yeah, nobody's stopping you from flying over Antarctica.
I feel like I don't feel like you can do that.
Why not?
What about I don't know what the actual name of it is, but you can't like fly all the way left or right.
You mean
like,
east or west?
Yes, east or west.
Sure, you can. I mean, like, it's like a really long journey. So most flights are going to take you. You'll have like a connection somewhere because planes have to like refuel eventually.
Commercial airlines won't do that.
They won't take you.
Won't go completely west.
I'm a little confused.
On a globe.
Are you expecting a commercial airline to like sell tickets to start and land in the same place, like to take off and land in the same place?
Theoretically.
Why would they do that? Like, who's that for? Why would somebody want to fly nowhere?
No, but to see if the Earth's round.
Why would commercial airlines do this? They don't care about flat earthers. They care about making money.
Yeah.
Right? Right, like why would a commercial airline do this?
A commercial airline doesn't have to do it, but they won't. Like
that's what you were asking about commercial airlines. Now, there have been like private flights that have gone all the way north or like around north and south. That's a thing. But I don't know.
All the way around.
Like you go south all the way until you come back up north, and then there have been like trips that do that. Not like commercial trips that like you can just book, but like this is a thing that's been documented, and I think the last one was in 2020 or 2019 or something like this.
What's your biggest like belief that the Earth is round?
We have photos and videos.
From what? Of what? From NASA?
Of the Earth from space.
That are CGI?
No. Unless you can prove they're CGI, I guess. But
can you prove they're real?
Well, yeah. I mean, like we have photos from the most famous photos from 1972, which was before CGI was a thing.
To the public. What if they had it before?
It was a thing, period.
What if they had it before though, and you didn't know about it?
Then the burden of proof would be on you to prove it.
But they hide all type of stuff. Our government has.
Do you know when the microprocessor was invented?
What?
Or do you know when the microchip was invented? Like the first. I'm sorry, not microchip. Microprocessor.
Nah.
It was in the 70s. It was 1971. The Intel 404. Sorry, the Intel 4004. So like you're telling me that maybe like 6 months after the first microprocessor ever existed, they already had computers powerful enough that they could like do a full CGI rendering?
Yeah, I mean,
like, come on. Think with that brain of yours.
What about the astronauts that will not swear on the Bible and that will...
What about the astronauts that will?
Where are they at?
They exist.
I've never seen any that do.
Because you've never looked. Let me find you their names. There's 3 of them. 3 of them that are like famous, right?
What if they just lied on the Bible?
So then why do you bring up, like, if you think that they're just going to lie, then like, why is it relevant whether or not they swear on the Bible? So Alan Bean, Eugene Cernan, and Edgar Mitchell.
It's weird that they came out right before they died and said that we've never been to space.
They didn't say that.
They have said that. I've seen videos of them saying it. I don't know their names.
If you don't know their names, how do you even know that they died? How do you know that they said this? How do you know that you were seeing who you thought you were seeing?
Dude was old as hell.
People can be old and not be dead.
He's dead right now.
I think you're talking about Buzz Aldrin, by the way. And I think Buzz Aldrin is still alive. He's 96.
Whoever I'm talking about's not.
But you don't even know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
So how do you know he's dead?
Lucky guess.
You gotta be trolling me, Gray. I heard the giggle. That means that you're trolling. Get off.
All right, bro. Have a good one.
You're not welcome back. You come back on again and I will ban you. Ban you forever. Permaban. If you so much as even get in the guest box, you're permabanned. Immediate. All right, let's bring up our next guest. Let's talk to Marco. Marco, how's it going?
Hello. Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Marco, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I think it's a globe, but before you kick me, I just wanted to bring up, I made an argument in a Flat Earth TikTok live, and they referenced you as like being against my position, so I just wanted to maybe get clarification. Sure. I said if the Earth is flat, and we have like these latitude lines that correspond with measuring Polaris, shouldn't we be able to solve for the height of Polaris?
Mm-hmm.
And wouldn't that prove that the equator gets like infinitely far away as Polaris goes towards the equator? And they said Blitz would disagree with you. And
no, I would actually exactly agree with you. In fact, I use that argument all the time.
Yeah, they said ask Blitz.
Okay.
You can't measure the height of celestial objects. I'm like, but you're
sure you
claiming
can.
that
It's
a certain height.
using triangulation. You absolutely can.
And the fact that the latitude is 69 miles away pretty much every degree would prove that it's a globe. It would get infinitely far away as you move south.
Yeah, you would have to be infinitely far away at the equator in order to not see the... Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. I thought I was right. I just wanted to make sure
no, you're good.
that you that you agreed. Okay, I'll drop.
All right, take care. Talk to Samuel Dean. I don't usually talk to agreeers, but something about it. Samuel Dean, how's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty good. I actually don't really know what shape the Earth is. But I do know some flat Earth arguments, and I would like to ask you about them and see what you how you feel about them, because I don't know.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So my first question is, if the Earth is round, how is there no like water falling off, or we see like sea levels like go lower or anything like that?
Which direction would the water be falling?
Just kind of out of the Earth.
If the Earth is round, so which direction?
I would say like, south. In this
but south isn't the direction that things fall. Things fall down.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
I just have heard some weird stuff before. Also, do you think you said that there has been expeditions and flights completely across Antarctica? Did you say that?
Yeah, they're called. So the most recent one was called One More Orbit. It was between July 9th and July 11th of 2019, and they took a plane and they flew all the way around the Earth, north to south.
Okay. Huh. I did not know that. I guess my final question that I have, that I'm just really confused about the Earth and everything. They think that the Earth doesn't move at all, and how do you feel on that perspective?
I mean, like, it measurably moves. The rotation of the Earth can be measured.
Okay. Okay.
So, I mean, like, there are 3 classical devices that are used to measure it: gyroscopes, Foucault pendulums, and what's it called? Compton generators. All 3 of these will measure the rotation of the Earth.
Okay. And I guess lastly, the thing I have to say is, when you come across, this is just something I'm very interested. If you came across somebody who was undeniably a flat earther or a globe earther, what would be your your one paragraph that you would say to be like, the Earth is a globe and not flat?
It really depends on the person, right? It depends on what they believe, what they don't believe. It's hard to say. I mean, like, generally speaking, sunsets are really compelling. At least, like, they're the thing that like makes it most obvious, and they're the thing that explains how they were the first way that we figured out that the Earth was a sphere. And And then similarly, it's a similar phenomenon that the horizons of, like the horizon that we can see is below eye level, right? If the Earth is flat, like in regular perspective that you learn in art class, the vanishing point is where the horizon is. The vanishing point is where eye level is. But if the Earth is not flat, then the horizon can be below eye level. And that's what we see when you go to high altitudes.
I just have a friend, he's a flat earther, and I don't like disrespect his views, but I would like to show him that I really do think that the Earth is round based on what you have said and everything. So
So just ask him how the sun sets on a flat Earth, and just point out that the sun doesn't. So flat earthers tend to think that the sun sets because the sun gets far away, but just point out to him that when things get far away, they get smaller and smaller until you can't see them anymore, right? But the sun doesn't do that. The sun stays roughly the same size and then just goes down. So just ask him to explain why that's the case.
Okay. Thank you so much for your information and for your intelligence. I definitely learned something today.
Of course. Thanks for being here, Samuel.
No problem. Bye.
All right, let's bring up another guest. By the way, if you don't think the Earth is flat, please leave the guest box. I'm looking for opposition only here. If you want to learn the arguments against flat Earth, you can just stick around and listen. You'll learn them that way. All right, let's talk to Frossel. Frossel? Oh, I need to read some super chats. I'll do that after this guest. All right, it looks like this person's not connecting. Let's read some super chats really quick, and then we'll bring up our next guest. From Emery with the 110 Turkish lira, troll heated under some pressure. Yeah, there you go. He was getting cooked. From David with the $2, I think these people just need a better education. That's true, but often they don't want it, right? From Luru with the £5, what a floofy kitty. Get well soon, Dr. Blitz. Well, I will do my best. So for those who don't know, I'm having a pretty major surgery today. I likely will not be back for a week or two minimum, because the recovery time will be hard and long. I will be in a lot of pain for a long time. So if you want to support me, there are ways to do that that don't involve sending live stream donations, that don't involve watching the stuff directly, because there won't be new stuff. There will be videos that you can watch on the live stream, there will be videos that you can watch on Dr. Blitz Debunks that are scheduled to be posted for at least the next week and a half. Or I think it's like the next week or so. These are debate clips, so if you want to go watch those, go to @DrBlitzDebunks on YouTube. You can watch those there. But there won't be like new content coming out. There won't be new live streams. There won't be new posts on TikTok either. So there are other ways to support me if you want to. From Christopher Sanford with the £5, think with that brain of yours, FLERF challenge level impossible, right? I know, right? From Sloshy with the $5, in 1966, Buzz Aldrin went around the Earth 59 times over 4 days. He took lots of photos and each lap was 90 minutes. Yep, that sounds about right. From Dr. Fudge with the $2, at least second troll wasn't a bigot. That's true. He was just a troll. From Max with the $10, love the lives. I haven't heard you use the sunset disparity between floor and to the and top of Burj Khalifa. I literally mentioned that like a few minutes ago, or maybe the person before last, namely that the sunsets are at different times at different elevations. But that's too counterintuitive for them. Anyway, let us bring up Vladimir. Vladimir, how's it going?
Hello.
Vladimir, what shape do you think the Earth is?
Hello. I don't know. I think it's flat. Prepare to blow your mind.
Why do you think so?
I have an argument.
Okay, what's the argument? You there, Vlad? All right, it looks like Vlad's not really here for that. Let's talk to Gabe.
Okay.
Gabe, how's it going?
I think the Earth is a donut.
Okay, thanks for being here. Talk to Connor. Yeah, @Dr. Blitz Debunks on YouTube. Right? That's where you should find it. All right, Gabe's not connecting, or Connor's not connecting rather. Talk to Twig. All right, Twig's not connecting. Talk to Zed. Zed, how's it going?
Good. I personally think
That's a baby. That was like a literal human baby. Crazy. I didn't even know that they had like enough muscle control in order to be able to like access the internet. Let's talk to this person. Actually, is that... Okay, so this person's profile or this person's account name is just like a ninja. So let's talk to this guy. We'll call him Ninja. Doesn't look like this guy's connecting. Okay. Talk to JDA. Nope. Let's talk to this ghost person. Ghost, how's it going? Oh. Ghost, you there? Ghost. Ghost. Okay, let's talk to Lewis. Lewis. Lewis, how's it going?
This is Tony Adamson.
Let's talk to Graysel. Graysel? Graysel, how's it going?
It's good.
Graysel, how old are you?
I am 18.
Okay, and what shape do you think the Earth is, Graysel?
I don't think the Earth is flat, obviously.
Okay, well, thanks for being
I
here.
do believe that.
Talk to Kendrick. Kendrick, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not a whole lot. Kendrick, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I don't think it's what it's purported to be. I don't think it's
I didn't ask you what you don't think it is. I asked you what you do think it is.
Well, I mean, it's hard to say considering we can't get up high enough to see exactly what it is, unless you
Why do you
believe
think
the
so?
mainstream unless you believe the mainstream narrative. But let me ask you this:
Is like some random so there's just a guy on YouTube who built a rocket himself and he sent it up 65
I mean, if
miles.
you believe all that, but if you believe all that, I'm not here to argue that.
It was just some
But I
random
do
guy.
have
He wasn't like the government. He wasn't like a mainstream media. He was just a guy with a YouTube channel. He built a rocket and he sent it 65 miles up in the air.
Yeah, you have to really work hard.
Do you want me to show you the video?
Believe all of the it's exactly that, a video. And if you
what else
reasoning,
you were asking,
it's obvious that
you were
that
making the
stuff-
claim that we couldn't go up high enough to see it. I just gave you an example of a way that you can see it. You can go up high enough to see it, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, man, those videos are fake. Like those
Prove
that
it.
know.
Wait, prove it.
But my question, listen, I have a question for you.
Okay, so you're just gonna dodge? Okay.
Obviously, flat Earth is completely absurd. It's like with those things like Santa Claus, right?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just dodging. I'm practicing my dodging so I can get into a fight with you, because you seem to be super skilled at it.
All right, but my statement was flat Earth is absurd, right?
I agree.
Okay, so why don't we see individuals online on social media trying to debunk things like Santa Claus, but they take the time out to have long dialogues on flat Earth? If it's that absurd, if it's that
all the
absurd,
adults in the room agree that Santa Claus isn't real. There's like 5-10% of the population, depending on where you are, that for some reason thinks the Earth is flat. Even though it's arguably more absurd.
the logic behind that does not add up unless those individuals that take the time out of their day to argue with people over something that's so absurd, unless they're what we call shields.
Look, if somebody believed that Santa Claus was real, I would argue with them about that too. The thing is,
You would.
Sure would.
You would.
The thing is all of the adults in the room, we all agree that Santa Claus isn't real. But all of the adults in the room, apparently, like 5 or 10% of them think that the Earth is flat, which is crazy. That's like crazy person stuff. And so it is worth arguing against that. Because it's worthwhile teaching people how we know the Earth is a globe.
No. But if you know that it's flat and you know how ridiculous it is, like it's even more ridiculous to get online and argue with someone about something that's absurd as flat Earth.
So
if you know it's absurd.
So other people believe it, even though I know it's absurd. So it's worth arguing with them so that they don't believe it anymore, or at least other people are less likely to join the community. Anyway, it sounds like what you're doing. Sounds like what you're doing right now is called tone policing. Do you actually want to talk about the topic?
Let me ask you this: what are some other things that you take time out of your day every day? Because I follow your posts.
It's not every day. I do this topic once a week.
What are some other things? Once a week. What are some other things that you take time out of your day once a week to?
That the Earth is only 6,000 years old.
Outside of flat Earth.
Yeah, that the Earth is only 6,000 years old. That the moon landing is fake. I haven't done the moon landing is fake one in a while because it doesn't get as many guests, but because fewer people are, fewer people take that seriously. Like fewer people like think that the moon landing was fake. But yeah, that the Earth is only 6,000 years old.
Yeah, but I mean, all of that can be summed up together in the same narrative. So
no, those are different things. I actually know young Earth creationists who think the Earth is round, and I know like they're in fact most young Earth creationists think the Earth is round. The young Earth creationists who think the Earth is flat are like the minimum. Yeah. They're like the minority.
It's all good. I appreciate you for having me up, but
all right. Well, I don't appreciate you coming up and tone policing, Kendrick. Thanks for nothing. All right, let's read some super chats and then we'll bring up our next guest. Yeah, education is important. Don't end up like Kendrick. From Emery with the 110 Turkish lira. We'll be waiting here. Get well ASAP. Well, I appreciate that, Emery. From Macro Bsu with the $2. Love you, Blitz. Good luck and quick recovery. I will do my best, but I don't know. Like, it'll probably take a while. From Zen with the $20. Very much appreciated. Just joined your channel. Love the variety of topics. Hope all goes well with your surgery. We'll miss you while you're gone. Also, watch Unapologetic. Rock hard for Doug. I don't know what the L means at the end, or is that an I? How long will I be gone? It depends on how long the recovery takes. From Prof. Phil Bell with the $2 Australian. Good luck with your surgery and prognosis afterwards. I will need it. From God's Massager of Meat with the $5. Ain't no Planet X coming, cause ain't no space, cause ain't not globe Earth. Yep, you got it. From Uber Meek with the 100 Swedish kroner. I wish you luck on the coming surgery. Use this for a cup of coffee or tea after the surgery for a speedy recovery. I actually can't drink water. In 4 minutes, I won't be able to drink water anymore. So I need to drink some more water. Gotta stay hydrated. From Upcast Line with the $2. Santa's real. He's a saint from the 4th century. Well, that's true. And from Tim Davidson with the $5. All death requests must be submitted in triplicate, handwritten 24 hours before the date in question to be given time to be denied on principle. Yeah, fair point. You really got to put in the work. And we do have some cash apps, so I'm going to read those really quick. We have from Grimlock Mullins for not sure about hydration today, but stay safe. Yeah, I can't hydrate a whole lot, but I appreciate the $10 regardless, Grimlock. And I'm sorry, I just said your last name. Oops. Although I'm not sure if Grimlock's actually your first name, so that's my bad. Just checking over a few things. We can bring up our next guest. Rest in peace. All right, let's bring up Alex. Alex, how's it going? Alex? Alexi? Alexi? Alex? Okay, Alex isn't here. By the way, if you want access to my Cash App or something, or there's also Buy Me a Coffee if you don't want to use Cash App, go to the link tree in my bio. Whether it's on YouTube or on TikTok, that link tree is there. All right, let's talk to Rainer. Rainer, how's it going?
Hello.
Rainer, what shape do you think the Earth is?
Flat.
Flat, okay. Why do you think that the Earth is flat, Rainer?
Because if you take like, okay, let's do like experiment. If you put your hand in a fist and then put a ball on top of it, then it like rolls off, right?
No.
A bigger ball.
I'm doing it right now. I have a... Oops. I dropped it. I have a ball-shaped thing, right? And it's on my fist.
But that's a dice. Like, take a tennis ball.
I don't have a tennis ball.
Yeah, but it's like falls off, right?
Yeah, why does it fall off? Why do you think it falls off?
Because yeah, let's take like and if you put a ball on like the earth, then
Wait, why? Hold on. Please answer my question. Why does it fall?
because gravity.
Right. So which way does gravity pull on the Earth?
Down.
Right. And which way is down?
To the center of the earth.
Right. So why would something fall off of it if the gravitational force that would cause it to fall actually pulls it closer to the ground? Why would it fall off the Earth if the gravity pulls it to the ground? Pulls it to the Earth. Oh, he left. He tried. He did his best. All right. I'm officially water-free, I think.
Hello?
Lolliot, how's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Glad to hear it, Lolliot. Lolliot, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I don't think the Earth exists.
Okay. Thanks for being here, Lolliot. All right. Let's talk to Jason Jones.
You there?
Jason Jones, how's it going?
Good.
Okay. Jason, I'm glad to hear it. What shape do you think the Earth is?
Flat. Pancake.
Why do you think so?
Well, there's a lot of different reasons, but I mean, one of the statements that you just made is that the Earth or the sun, when it's setting, it doesn't get smaller.
Well, yeah, it doesn't get smaller in the way that you would expect if it was just getting further away, right?
Yeah. And what are you basing that on? Are you basing that on every single day?
I'm basing it off of linear perspective, right? The Earth is flat, then the laws of linear perspective apply. And when you have something that is twice as far away in linear perspective, the thing would be twice as small or half as big. When it's 4 times as far away, it's a quarter the size. But the sun doesn't do that, right?
Well, that's actually not true. That's why I want. That's why
It's not true. So you're telling me that every night when the sun goes down, it's actually a quarter the size, or it's an eighth the size, and it, just fades out into a point? What you're telling me?
I'm telling you, there's literally hundreds of videos. Hundreds. Not
Hundreds
like
of videos.
1 or 2.
Hundreds of videos.
Hundreds. Yeah. And the reason why it gets smaller is because it's going away. Times where
hold on. Can you make sense of something for me? I'm going to show you something.
Sure.
Okay. Just pulling up a YouTube video really quick. So this is a sunset. I don't know why it's not loading. This is a sunset over the Pacific. Of course, they're using a solar filter, as you should, so then you don't see the glare. So here's the sunset happening. You can see it compressing a little bit.
I live on the beach. I know what the sunset looks like.
Okay, well, hold on. Just give us a sec. So here, you start to see a little bit of distortion around the bottom of the sun. Oh, but now it's going... What's going on? I thought it was just supposed to get smaller and smaller. But what's going on?
Your scientific claim is that this video and this humidity that's in the air and this atmospheric condition that's happening at that sunset debunks the hundreds of videos that are out there where the sun gets smaller when there's no humidity in the air.
Look, so are the videos that you're talking about using solar filters?
No, they're just you can see
well,
with your own eyes.
Then that doesn't tell us anything about the shape of the sun, or sorry, about the size of the sun. Because when you take a picture of the sun with just like your phone, what you're seeing is the glare. The actual size of the sun is significantly smaller than the glare that you see in the sky.
Okay, so what you're saying is that your naked eye doesn't have any scientific basis. You got to use a
Wait a minute,
solar
I thought we were
filter
talking about
to prove it.
videos, not naked eyes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. A video of what happens. You're telling me that
Yeah, so
the
you need to use a
sun-
solar filter, right? Because otherwise you're just going to see glare, right?
So you're telling me that when you're looking at the sun, it's not sometimes big. It doesn't look big. It doesn't.
The
look
sun is roughly the same size throughout the day. It's just the glare gets filtered out as the sun gets lower in the, later in the day, it gets lower in the sky.
Okay, so
because
then,
it's passing through more atmosphere. So that's why we use
explain to
solar
everybody
filters.
So explain to everybody listening
Mm-hmm.
why you don't want to address the point that there's hundreds of videos that show it.
Because
get
none
to a
of
point,
none of them
it
use
literally
solar
disappears
filters.
in a pinpoint.
None of them use solar
Disappears in a
filters.
pinpoint. That has nothing to do with the solar.
The solar filters. Look,
There's
do
no
any of the
glare.
video?
It disappears into a pinpoint.
Do you have? Okay,
There's no
so
glare.
question: do you have a video of the sun disappearing to a pinpoint that uses a solar filter?
You just said it. You're talking about a glare.
Do you have a video of the sunset disappearing to a point that uses a solar filter?
No.
Okay.
You want me to
so
make
then,
one?
yeah, you should find one because that's how you would measure solar filters. Do away with the glare, so you're actually getting to the actual size of the sun. And so, unless you have like a video showing this happening with a solar filter, then why should I believe any of this?
Well, I mean, I'm just debunking your point. So people that are listening,
You're not. You're just
go
not
and look
addressing
up
it because you don't know how a solar filter works or why the sun looks so much bigger at noon than it does at
you're
4
literally
p.m.
you can't even have an intelligent conversation. Like the
What?
hundreds of videos
I
that
just
exist,
gave you an example of a.
disproves your point that it does.
They don't
disappear
because they
into
don't have a solar
pinpoint.
filter. That's the point.
No,
you need a
just
solar
said
filter
that
to
you
measure the
have to
size
have
of the
a solar
sun.
filter because of the glare, but the suns literally disappear, and you're googling it to look to see if those videos exist, and they do, and you don't want to address.
I'm not
that they
googling
exist.
anything. I have a video pulled up right now if you want to see it. Here's a video of
Of
the
it
size of the
disappearing
sun
into a
measured throughout the
pinpoint?
year. Or this is a
Of it
video of the sun
disappearing-
measured throughout the
I
day.
live on the beach. I know what the sun looks like when it goes down in humidity.
the sun.
It gets bigger or it looks the same size.
This is the sun throughout a day. Time lapse, of course. So why isn't the sun changing size?
Yeah, I mean, there's no perspective in that video, so you're not really proving anything.
It's measuring that you can see that it's 684 pixels across. The size isn't changing.
There's no, but that's like showing a video inside of the blue ocean with no perspective. You're not showing anything. I mean, it could be
It's just
directly
it's just a camera that's tracking the sun throughout the day. Right.
We're talking about the sun setting.
Yeah, I know. This is so we can skip forward if you want. We can skip. So right now it's like 1 or it's like almost 1 o'clock. We can skip forward to like 4 p.m. if you want. This is the sun at 4 p.m. And then we can just keep watching. I think the sunset is at like 7 something, so we can skip forward a little bit if you want. Here's the sun at, see how the size hasn't changed, by the way. Here's the sun at like 5, almost 5:30.
So this is your argument that if you were to put a sun filter,
It's almost 6 o'clock now.
You were to put a solar filter on
This
the
is the
sun
solar
that
filter.
disappears into a point, that this is what it would look like. That's
It's-
ridiculous.
Well, so now it's like 6 o'clock.
So who filmed this? Who filmed it? Did you film this?
It's a YouTube channel. He also has a TikTok account. His name is Icy Spin. So it's 6:30 now. See how the sun is getting a little bit yellower? That's because it's passing through more atmosphere. Oh, it looks like we're getting to the orange part of the sky, the sunset. Oh no, it's basically staying the same size. Oh no, see how it's shrinking vertically just a teensy tiny bit. But it's not shrinking horizontally. And what is that? What is that? We have a sunset.
Okay, well then obviously you don't know anything about sunsets, because if you would have zoomed it in right there, the sun would have actually came back into view.
Can you show me a video of
going
that
out of your
with the solar
perspective,
filter?
But when you zoom in,
Can you show me a video of that with a solar filter?
So you keep going back to a solar filter. The
Solar filters are how you solar filters are how you get rid of
glare.
glare. And glare ruins
there
what
is
you're
no glare
what you're
when the
taking a
sun
picture
disappears
of.
into a pinpoint. There's no glare. See,
So, wait a minute. So to be clear,
you're trying to deceive the people that you're saying that humidity
so you're
has
telling me that the
nothing
sun
to do with
disappears
the
to a
appearance?
pinpoint and there's no glare and you can zoom it back in?
Not when it disappears into a pinpoint.
Oh, okay.
That video that you just showed. in that video
Wait a
that
minute.
you
So
just
why can't
showed,
you zoom
when
it back in?
I'm talking about the one that you just showed that's supposedly going in underneath the horizon. You
Yeah.
can zoom it back in,
Prove
and
it.
you can see it to continue to travel away
Prove
from
it.
you. And
So
you're
this is with the solar
deceiving
filter. Prove that
people-
you can do this with the solar filter.
You're deceiving people by saying that humidity is not a factor in how the sunset looks to the camera.
It does. Wait, hold on. To be clear, I never said that. The reason why it's shrinking vertically, see how it's like kind of compressed vertically, but it's not compressed horizontally. The reason why that happens is because of the atmospheric conditions. It's the atmospheric conditions that make it like kind of squish a little bit in the vertical direction. See how it's like more squished vertically than it is horizontally? That is due to atmospheric conditions. But
okay, so if when you
nobody ever made the claim that atmospheric conditions aren't related here.
Okay, look, I'm trying to be respectful because you're having surgery. Look, please pull up a video where the sun is disappearing into a pinpoint, please.
Okay, let's see if we can find it. Sun disappears into a pinpoint.
Conversation, but I don't want to go around in circles.
Okay, do you have a video on deck? Because I'm not, like, I just typed into YouTube, sun disappears into a pinpoint, and I'm not finding anything.
Just type in sun shrinking at sunset.
Sun shrinking at sunset. Okay. First, I'll just show you the YouTube, just so then you can, just that way then you know I'm not lying to you. I typed in sun shrinking at sunset, right? First option is ask Ellen, why does the sun look bigger on the horizon? Then we have this one, how to make the sun disappear. Is this what you want? What if you dove into the sun? Why the sun looks huge at sunset? Why sunrise and sunset are an illusion? Can you outrun the sun? Why the sun looks bigger at sunset? The sun time-lapse compilation. Do you want this one?
I mean, click on it and see. I mean, I've literally seen so many videos of the sun going down to a pinpoint. It's not even funny.
So here we have like obvious solar glare, right? Clearly, like you can see the glare, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm just looking for like the sunsets. There's like obvious glare there. I think it's like right up here, right? Here we have, I think the sun is behind the mountain at this point. Here we have, oh, it looks like it's just the sun in the sky. Here we have more solar glare. More solar glare. This doesn't seem like it's what you're asking for, right?
No.
So.
Because the ones that, now it depends on that. The ones that have low humidity, right there, look, you just went past one.
The sun exploded?
No. That's
Which one do
definitely
you want?
smaller than what it normally looks like.
Which one do you want?
I've seen it literally disappear.
Which one do you want?
I don't know, the one above
this
the
one?
purple thing.
The purple thing. You want this one? The Minecraft
No, the one
one?
above it.
Okay, that's this one. So here we see the solar glare. You can see it's the halo around this bright spot. Oh, and then it exploded.
Okay. Look, the next time I come back up, I'll have a video because there's literally hundreds of them. If YouTube is burying them, I mean, that's up to YouTube, right? That's the algorithm.
See if you can find a single one with a solar filter.
What's that?
See if you can find a single one with a solar filter.
I can do that. In fact, we'll take the P1000 out and film one ourselves. So that's fine.
Yep, with the solar filter. Make sure that it's a solar filter, not just like a piece of dark plastic. They're pretty easy to get a hold of.
Okay, we can do that. And then the last thing is you said that the gyroscopes prove that the Earth is spinning.
Yeah.
But the gyroscope theory doesn't work when you have
Which
an airplane
theory?
that's, well, I mean, just the fact that with the curvature of the Earth, if you had a plane that was going Mach 2 or Mach 3, it would have to literally physically have to point the nose down to
Not really.
follow the curvature of the
I mean, you wouldn't have to do that manually. Like planes are designed that this is a thing that happens. There's a type of oscillation that happens when you start flying in a direction that increases your altitude or decreases your altitude, and modern planes are designed so that they go like this, basically, and maintain their altitude. Even like assuming that your plane's designed well, you don't have to touch the controls at all, and it will maintain altitude.
No, that's not true. Please,
It's absolutely true. I can show you a simulation of this, in fact.
A simulation, I'm a pilot. And the reason why I know
a simulation, you're a pilot?
No,
What?
I am a pilot. And
You're a pilot,
the reason
okay.
why I know that the Earth is flat is because when I travel from north to south, when I'm flying north to south, I don't have to autocorrect to stay on.
Yeah, fortunately, the plane does it for you. It's not even something that it has to do. It doesn't even have to use computers to do it.
You're talking
Planes are
about
designed
autopilot.
to do this.
You're talking about jets. I'm not talking about a jet.
I'm not talking about jets.
I'm talking about flying north to south. There's no auto correction to stay on course.
Look,
That's what I'm
so
trying to tell you.
you don't.
So,
Why,
but if
what?
but
Wait,
if the
are
Earth
we
was
talking?
flat
Are we
and
talking
you're
about
flying
tilting
around in a
up? Or are we talking about east and west?
I'm talking about north and south.
Okay, so and you're talking about you don't have to like wait, to be clear, you're saying that you don't have to like tilt your nose down or something?
No, we're not talking about the gyroscope anymore. I'm talking.
Okay,
about,
why did we change all of a sudden?
Well, it's because you're talking about the plane without autopilot on is going to autocorrect down to the earth. That's just nonsense.
It's literally I can turn off pitch damping, and this is a simulation of the aerodynamics of a plane, and you can see that it's actually following the gravitational direction.
No, that's not how it works. If you're going Mach 3, the nose would have to be pointing down to stay to the curvature of the Earth, or you would just.
That's not true.
Space. You're talking about a round basketball, right?
Wait, hold on. You think that you're a pilot, right? So you should know things. So, what kind of planes do you fly?
Small private planes.
Okay. What's your
hold on. Let me finish my point.
What's your angle of attack when you're flying level?
If I'm flying north of Florida or I'm flying south of Florida, it doesn't matter how long I fly for. I do not have to autocorrect the plane.
So, what's your angle of attack when you're flying?
What's that?
What's your angle of attack when you're flying? And I'm maintaining altitude.
I'm flying level. If I'm flying
what's your angle of attack?
I'm not talking about the curvature of the Earth. I'm talking about.
I'm asking you, what's your angle of attack?
Level.
Level is not an angle of attack.
Straight and level.
Straight and level is not an angle of attack. What's your pitch?
See, you don't want to address the point.
What's your pitch? Just answer the question.
The pitch is whatever the plane is set at. I don't set there.
So okay, so you're not a pilot. Bro's just lying.
I'm not a pilot.
No, if you don't know what your pitch is when you're flying, no, you're not a pilot.
I've been flying since I was 15. I graduated.
Can you tell me what an angle of attack is?
An angle of attack?
Yeah, you have a pilot's license. You have to know this.
You got to be joking me right now.
I mean, I think you're just lying to me. I think you were just caught out lying about being a pilot.
Why don't you want to talk about a plane having to
I am talking about it, but you don't even know what the angle of attack, or you don't even know what the angle of attack is.
This is actually kind of funny. That
look, I'll explain why I brought this up. So a modern, 737, 747, these commercial jetliners, they fly at an angle of 3 degrees, between 2 and 3 degrees, pointed above the horizon. So they are tilted up at 2 or 3 degrees above the horizon.
And then it magnetically sucks them to the Earth?
No. So if the Earth is flat, why would they not just fly off the Earth if they're pointed up at 2 to 3 degrees?
So what you're saying doesn't even make sense. They're supposed
Can you answer my question?
If they're going around.
Can you suppose the Earth is flat. Suppose you're right about this. Why do they have to point up in order to stay level? Shouldn't they end up increasing in altitude?
It depends on the trim of the plane. Every plane is different. Some planes don't. My plane didn't fly up at a 3 degree angle.
But you don't even know the pitch. You don't even know the pitch.
What's that?
You don't even know the pitch, though.
No,
you don't even know the pitch of your plane when you're flying when you're flying to maintain altitude. Can't believe you called me a liar.
There's a trim tab. I don't know what the trim tab says on my plane anyway. So you're talking about the plane flying up now when they're supposed to be flying down. That makes no sense. I think it doesn't make sense.
So I'll explain. The point is the angle that the plane is pointed at does not affect the angle, or I mean, it affects it, of course, but it's not directly correlated with the angle that it's moving at. So an angle, even if the Earth is flat, the angle that the commercial jetliner is flying at is a 3 degree angle. It's tilted up like 2 or 3 degrees, and yet it still travels. In your worldview, it travels at level altitude.
Exactly.
So it doesn't follow that you have to point down in order to go around the Earth.
If
the Earth is a sphere, that just doesn't follow. It just doesn't follow that you have to point down in order to curve around the Earth.
Flew straight and
you can actually point up and still go around the Earth. In fact,
how is that possible?
In fact, the simulation shows it.
A simulation shows that you can be pointed up at the sky and fly around the Earth.
Yeah. It's right here.
Okay.
See, it's pointed up at 3 degrees, and yet it's going around the Earth.
I'll ask one question. Can you demonstrate a vacuum without a container?
Oh, cool pivot.
No, I'm just.
Can you explain why the simulation is allowing the plane to go around the Earth even though it's tilted up at a 3 degree angle?
Because the definition of science is observable. You're pointing to a computer screen. That's not testable. That's not repeatable. That's not observable.
Sure, it is. You can do this in real life too.
Probably created by NASA.
You can do this in real life too. No, this is created by Walter Bislin.
I told you that when I fly
No,
north
you're
and
not a
south, I
pilot. If you don't know what angle of
I-
attack is, you're not a pilot. No
oh,
way.
you're on drugs. Okay, so why do you have to correct the course if you're flying east and west but not north and south? If the Earth wasn't a
Unless you're on
pancake?
the equator. Then you don't.
That's not true.
Have you ever flown on the equator?
You've never flown a plane in your life.
Have you ever flown on the equator?
I've flown close to the equator.
If you haven't flown on the equator, then you haven't flown on the equator. So the reason why you have to correct if you're flying east and if you want to maintain due east and due west is because due east and due west, i.e. lines of longitude, is that what they're called? The ones that go around like this? Lines of longitude are, no, those are lines of latitude, right? Lines of latitude are not great circles. Great circles are straight line paths on a curved surface. And so if you want to fly along something that's not a straight line, not a straight path on a curved surface, then you're going to have to adjust regularly, right? So like that, the geometry just demands that that's the case. The geometry of a curved surface demands that that's the case.
So when globe people say that the kind of like the atmosphere is like magnetically glued to the
nobody says that.
Well then why when you're in a hot air balloon or a helicopter the Earth doesn't rotate underneath you?
It's gravitationally attached to the Earth, not magnetically.
I mean, you as soon as you leave the ground, you've broken the gravitational force.
No, you haven't. The gravitational force is still pulling on you.
Okay. So can you explain, because I really do have to go, and I do appreciate you being respectful. Can you explain how you can have a vacuum without a container?
Well, there is a container. It's the gravitational force. It contains the atmosphere.
That's not a container. Well, it can't be demonstrated. Would you agree with that?
No. You can demonstrate vacuums, or you can demonstrate high pressure systems next to low pressure systems that don't have a barrier in between them. In fact, there's a very famous experiment called ITER.
I mean,
that does it.
Not an observable, repeatable experiment.
Sure, yeah, it's called ITER. International Tokamak Experimental Reactor, I think is what it stands for. It's a really big machine. And there are smaller ones, but the most famous one is ITER I want to say it's in France. And you have a high pressure plasma that is next to a low pressure, like a lower pressure plasma.
Okay. Well, I mean,
and there's not a barrier separating them.
In the unscientific, unbrainwashed world, you can't have a vacuum without a barrier. But this is the last question.
Well, yeah, I mean, I grant that if you're unscientific, then you don't understand how science works. I agree.
Well, the definition of science is observable.
Yeah, so you can observe the high pressure system next to a low pressure system in the ITER experiment.
But you couldn't. You would have to go to that specialized equipment.
You could build it yourself. Tokamaks are complicated, but you could build it yourself. You could build one yourself.
Okay. Is there any vacuums that occur naturally in nature?
Sure.
Okay. Can you explain?
Well, do you mean like pure vacuum? Because then no. But then space is not even a pure vacuum. So what vacuum level is space at? I mean, it depends on where you are. But I think next to the Earth, it's like 10 to the minus 14 torr or something like this.
Okay. Can you explain to me why in a soft NASA spacesuit, why they don't just blow up like a balloon and pop like what you see?
They're not
demonstrated
soft.
They're not soft?
No.
They're not flexible? Their spacesuits are not
They
flexible?
have I mean, you've seen them, right? They have like really rigid joints.
They're not. It's not like a metal. It's like a fabric.
Well, to be clear, it's not. I don't think it's like actual fabric. It's like some sort of like polymer or something like that. We can go look up what it's made out of if you want. But the point is
yeah, but it's
all
but
you
it's
have to
not
do is
rigid.
keep 14 psi in, right?
Would you agree that it's not rigid?
I think it's pretty rigid actually. We can just go look up like NASA. What are they called? EMU, I think is the extravehicular mobility unit. Yeah. EMU deconstructed, just so we can see how it's like. Oh, not EMU. Oops. So let me show you something really quick.
If you're traveling underwater,
Here, let me show you something. So here's the EMU, right? So look into that arm. See how there's metal inside? Like the fabric is like a cover. There's metal inside, right? It's right there. You can see the metal inside. There's no one in it, and yet it's still holding its structure. How is it holding its structure? Because it's solid, rigid. Oh, and he's gone. Oh, he's back.
Is gonna withstand the pressures of space.
The space has like nearly zero pressure. All you're trying to do in a spacesuit is keep your air in.
Okay.
And it's not a whole lot of pressure either. It's only like 14 psi.
So in a complete vacuum, you're telling me it's 14
or a near vacuum anyway, but yeah.
Okay, that doesn't make sense to me.
I grant that, but like a vacuum doesn't suck, right? A vacuum is just a lack of stuff. The goal of the spacesuit is to keep the stuff inside from going out, and it's only pushing out with like, you know, about atmospheric pressure, which is like 14 psi. Probably a bit less because you don't actually need full sea level atmospheric pressure in order to, you know, breathe and survive.
Okay. So on the cupola where Smarter Every Day, the guy was interviewing them, and and
we're pivoting again, by the way.
They were opening up. Thank you. They were opening up the solar covers with the handle, and he was like, "How is that possible? How could you possibly have something go through?" And they said, "Oh, there's."
I have no idea what you're referring to, by the way. Because
Okay,
there's
so
a video that you're talking about?
There's some. No, it was just it was basically the cupola where they get down in there and they, you know, film the Earth being round, even though Neil deGrasse Tyson says it's not possible to get high enough above the Earth to see the curve. But they're in the cupola filming the curvature of the Earth, and they have these big giant covers that come down over the windows to protect the windows.
Sure.
And Smarter Every Day
I'll just trust you that that's true.
Yeah, he was at NASA with one of the astronauts. I can't remember his name, and he was showing how they work. How there's like a hand crank, and this hand crank had O-rings that was supposed to keep all the pressure in. So you're saying that there's only 14 pounds of pressure between almost a near vacuum and inside the.
It's 14 pounds per square inch. Yeah.
Right.
And okay, so do you understand what pressure is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so like when you have a pressure differential, that's what causes air to move around, right? In the absence of any forces. You have like 30 pounds per square inch of pressure in like, you know, I don't know, like one of these like gas tanks or whatever. And outside it's 14 pounds per square inch of pressure. It's that 16 pounds per square inch of pressure difference that causes the stuff in the gas tank to go out, right? So if the outside of the International Space Station is basically 0 pounds per square inch of pressure, and inside it's like 14, I actually think it's a little bit lower, but let's just say it's 14 for the sake of argument.
Okay.
Then the difference is only 14.
Okay.
So it's not a lot.
So what would happen if there was like a pinhole in the space station? What do you think?
Air would leak out fairly slowly. You could cover it with a piece of tape.
Okay. Well, listen.
In fact, that's happened.
Okay. They covered up the hole in the space station with a piece of tape.
Yeah, as a temporary solution, yeah.
They might have had some gold foil left over from the moon lander. I think that gold foil is pretty cool. I do have to go. I am
pretty sure it's called Mylar, but sure.
I'm going to be praying that your surgery goes well. Thank you for
I appreciate that, Jason.
And I hope everything goes well, and I hope you have a speedy recovery.
I appreciate you. Thanks for being here, Jason.
Have an amazing day. God bless you. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Nice guy, but I don't think he's a pilot, right? Like there's no way that a pilot wouldn't know what angle of attack is. And he also kept pivoting a lot too. Let's talk to Nick. Man, I'm thirsty, but I can't drink any water. Nick, how's it going?
Yo.
Nick, what shape do you think the Earth is?
It's flat.
Why do you think so, Nick?
All right, so like, you ever look at the horizon?
Yeah.
It's flat.
The horizon is flat?
Yeah, have you ever looked at it? Like over,
I
like,
mean,
have you ever
like,
been?
Look,
Like,
I
okay,
will
so,
absolutely tell
sorry.
you. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so like I've been to like the beach. You ever been to the beach?
I've been to the beach a lot, yeah.
What beach you go to?
Well, I haven't been in a while, but like when I would go to the beach, I've been to the beach in, what's it called? It's that place with the Monterey Bay. I've been to the beach in Monterey Bay. I've been to the beach, well, it's not really a beach, but I've been to the shore of in San Francisco. I've been to the beach in Delaware. I've been to the beach in, I've been to a lot of beaches in the Caribbean. Been to the beach in a few different places in Mexico. So a lot of beaches.
So you've been to many beaches, you said.
Many beaches, yes.
Would you, okay, so all I want to know is like, have you ever been to Myrtle Beach?
Maybe. Is Myrtle Beach, that's in LA, right?
Here's what you got to think about, okay?
Oh no, Myrtle Beach is South Carolina. I'm sorry, I was thinking of something else. No, I've never been to Myrtle Beach.
You go to Myrtle Beach, all right, because I've been to Myrtle Beach actually a few times. And you look over the horizon and you even take out a ruler. I mean, it's flat, you know?
Yeah, it definitely looks that way.
Yeah, for sure. So explain.
Well, so do you know how much water you're seeing side to side when you're
probably at least
at the beach?
I mean, I'd probably have to say like at least 1,000 gallons.
Get out of here.
I'm sorry. It's okay. That was.
Let's talk to John Boy. It's funny though. Like that was a funny answer, but you know. John Boy, how's it going? John Boy? John Boy. All right, let's read some super chats and we'll move on to our next guest. From Gretchen with the $5, bummed we'll miss April Fool's stream this year. Justin been itching to do a FLERF stream. Maybe there's an opportunity there, just a thought. Hashtag fuck cancer. I'm hoping that like I will be able to do an April Fool's stream. That's like 8 days away. If I can recover fast, if I can like heal up and feel good enough fast enough, then it's possible. From Zenzana with the $10, I meant rock hard for Doug, ! Not an L. I'm a diehard Justin fan, found your channel through Justin, rock hard for Doug. Well, I appreciate it. Justin is a great guy, very, very friendly and very, very wholesome person. I appreciate you finding my channel here though. From Tim Davidson with the $5, Blitz's bard speaks to the FLERF. The conversation is so painful for both of you. You each take 46 psychic damage. No, I'm not a bard, I'm a wizard. I'm a wizard. From Felix with the $5, Godspeed, Dr. Blitz, love you. Well, I appreciate that. Godspeed is such a good word. Like, I know it's religious in origin, I think. I actually... Yeah, of course it's religious in origin, but it's so cool. It's just such a cool phrase. From Christopher Sanford with the £5, I'm a pilot. Ask him if he is just a small craft pilot at low altitude. Yeah, it's plausible. He probably is. I mean, he said that he flies private things and he has a plane. So unless he's loaded, his plane is like a Cessna. From Ekipo with the €5, even paper planes autocorrect themselves. They go up losing speed and the lift, then they go down gaining speed and the lift. Right, exactly. That's actually a good point. From Tim Davidson with the $5, define an aileron. What's your transponder number? How would you inform a tower you're approaching? Yeah, these are all questions I should have asked. From Binge Thinker with the $5, might as well rename this Troll Talk. Flat Earth has been bitch slapped to no real FLERFs who are willing to come up anymore. No, I mean James was. James or Jason, what was his name? The guy I spoke to just a minute ago. Yeah, Jason was a real flat earther. From Tim Davidson with the $2, told don't drink water. They didn't mention liquor. Yeah, they did actually. From Corin Laprio with the $5, best wishes, Blitz, sending love and science. Indeed. We'll get some science up in there. All right. I'm actually going to bring up this Dark Cloud guy because he's been yapping in the comments and I feel like he has a lot to say. Let's see if he comes up. If he doesn't, then we'll just mute him. All right, it looks like he's not coming up. So Dark Cloud, mods, if you can just mute him for the rest of the live stream, that would be excellent. Thank you so much. Let's move on to our next guest. Let's talk to Country Hound Dog. Country, how's it going?
I'm doing good, sir. And yourself?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, Country. I'm going to let you go for a minute. I'll bring you up next. But Dark Cloud showed up.
You have autism, don't you?
I haven't been diagnosed with it, no.
So why did you tell your mods to mute me if I wasn't going to come up?
Oh, well, because you're just yapping in the chat. And so, like, if you're just going to yap in the chat and you're not going to be brave enough to come up, then yeah, I'll just have them mute you.
What I say goes.
Sorry, one more time?
I said I can yap all day long. What I say.
Well, no, I mean, I could just have my mods mute you, right?
Well, I look down on you. I mean, I hope you die after your surgery, so who gives a fuck?
That's really fucked up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did your mama raise you right? Apparently not. You probably were like abandoned as a kid because you were just like a psychopath.
You like a pedophile. So let me ask you this.
Says the guy who doesn't show his face. Show your face, Dark Cloud. Show your face.
You do know what you're ugly as hell, bro. You like
show your face, Dark Cloud. Come on, let's see your face. Let's see that mug.
You're ugly as shit. You like a pedophile. You're mad.
Let's see the face.
You like shit.
Let's see the face.
Big ass ears. Now back to what I said. You know what the firmament is, right?
Let's see the face. Let's see the face, Dark Cloud.
You know what the firmament is? Do you know what the firmament is?
Are you a Christian, Dark Cloud?
Do you know what the firmament is?
Are you a Christian?
Big ears back.
Are you a Christian, Dark Cloud?
You're mad. You're mad.
Are you a Christian? Dark Cloud? Dark Cloud, are you a Christian?
Not a Christian. Didn't I just say no? Are you slow? Can you hear? You have big ass.
I mean, you ramble and you mumble, so like it's pretty hard to understand you.
You're mad. You're pissed off.
Like honestly, I'm good. Like I knew that you were like a scumbag from the get-go, so I wasn't too worried. Sorry, one more time.
So, did you have any?
Do you want to turn on your camera, scumbag?
Did you have any questions you wanted to ask me?
Yeah, turn on your camera. That's not a question. I guess that's the demand.
You're mad.
Turn on your camera.
You're mad.
You sound like you're gonna die alone.
You're ugly as hell, bro.
At least I have somebody who loves me.
You have big ass ears. You're like 46 years old. You're crying on TikTok every day about the shape.
46 years old. I have big. Are my ears big, chat? I don't think they're. I think like they're not like this, right?
Crazy things that take place. Stop talking when I'm talking. Bow down.
No, I'm good. I'm actually just gonna mute you. So you should show your camera. Turn on your camera so then we can see your ugly mug. Otherwise, I'm just not gonna be that worried about you. See, like this is MySpace. You don't get to tell me what to do in MySpace, right? I can mute you. Oh, or you. See, I can just mute you.
But I'm still doing it.
Oh, you're still doing it. Oh, you're struggling. Oh, what was that? Go back to timeout. Back in timeout.
Still doing it.
Still doing what?
Easy that is.
Oh.
Doing it. You embarrassed yourself.
He's got to be so salty, by the way.
You got to walk down, bro. Eat little effort.
Sorry, one more time. I got a what now?
You're like 46 years old. You're ugly as shit.
I'm 46 years old. I'm ugly as shit. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Yeah, keep it up. I'm keeping it up. You're a bum.
I'm a bum. Yeah. I probably make more. I probably make more in a week than you make in a month.
Did your ugly ass have any questions you wanted to ask me? You big-eared bitch.
Are my ears big? Chat? Are they big? Because they don't stick out that much.
Hey, back to the topic. Any questions?
No, I'm just curious. Chat, do you guys think that the ears are big? I mean, if the ears are big, the ears are big. My grandpa had some pretty big ears.
Any questions, retard? Any questions?
Oh, you're just trying to die by mod, huh? Why don't you turn on your camera, scumbag?
Repeat yourself.
Why don't you turn on your camera, scumbag?
Repeat yourself, retard.
Yeah. So now he got flagged, so he has to go. Ooh, he got a lot of flags. Jesus Christ. He got flagged like 6 times right in a row. Damn. What a normal person. All right, let's talk to Mark.
Hey, Blitz, how you doing, buddy?
Mark. Oh, I'm sorry. Mark, I told Country Hound that I would bring him up next, and I forgot. So I'm going to let you go, but I will bring up you afterwards, okay?
I was before him. I know that.
I know, but I already said that I would bring him up. Don't worry. We still have like over an hour left on the live, so you will be up next, okay?
Fair enough. Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Country Hound Dog. I'm sorry. Country Hound Dog. Sorry about that.
Oh no, it's okay. I could have waited.
I know, but I don't want to be. I'm a man of my word. So Country, what shape do you think the Earth is?
Round. But I have a couple questions for you because, you know, it's some things I've thought about over. I'm 48. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you just get bored. You think about things.
Yep.
And we'll kind of touch on vacuum, I guess, or like in space, if water droplets is released, everything seems to kind of go to a natural spherical shape or close. That's possible, spherical. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, okay?
Yeah.
And anytime I'm wrong, feel free to jump in and correct me, okay? Because I'm not a big science, you know way more than I do, all right? When it comes to science. We have 3 axes, X, Y, and Z. So every sphere has 3 axes. Would I be right?
I wouldn't say that a sphere has axes. I'm not really sure where we're going with this.
Okay, well.
And for what it's worth,
Think about Earth. Okay, I'm talking. Okay, I should start out. I'm kind of referencing the poles.
Yeah.
Okay?
So there's up down, which is in and out from the, it's down is towards the center and up is away from the center. Then there's north and south. You have the North Pole and the South Pole. Up. My multi-guest live has been. He just got me. This was his fault. What a shithead. He got me multi-guest access denied or restricted or whatever. What a piece of garbage. Hold on, I have to peel that really quick. Because he was obviously breaking like TOS, and he just, I've been suspended from live guest accesses. Okay, it'll be restored in 3 days. It's not like I'm going to be here, but we should be able to appeal this. We'll appeal this, don't worry. Appeal. Continue to appeal. My live was flagged for harassment. Guys, we got to restart the live. I got restricted because a guest was harassing me. Okay, that's a good appeal, and I can always contact my contact, but we do have to restart the live. We'll see how long it takes. Or we can do a policy training thing. I'll be given 5 questions. We're going to do a policy training really quick. A post shares educational information about bodily health. No, it's not a violation. Genuinely complimenting someone's appearance. No, it's not a violation. Insulting someone by making degrading comments about their sexual behavior. Yes, it is a violation. This is easy. We'll get through this, y'all. A post mocks the death of an individual in a tragic accident. Yes, it is a violation. Does not allow mocking or dismissing tragedy. Yeah, it's just because I didn't ban him soon enough. Sharing publicly available information about a public figure's official office. No, it's not a violation. And we got all 5 right, y'all. Next, training complete. My live access has been restored. Okay, you should be good. All right, at least it should be. We might have, oh, yep, it's back. It's back. Let's bring up Mark. What a wild world we live in. I probably should still restart. Yeah, let's restart. I mean, we're only going to restart on TikTok. We'll be back in like 2 seconds. Mark, feel free to just stick around and just click on my profile, but we'll be back. How did the multiverse... We'll be back. Crazy. It's still not there. Ah, that's annoying. Wait a minute. So that was a mistake. Okay, y'all. So unfortunately what happened is that because I sent an appeal in before I did the HR whatever. Yeah, it's definitely the guy who cussed me out. It wasn't anything I did. Because I sent the appeal in before I I sent the appeal in before I did the HR stuff. The HR stuff was like it approved me, but then the appeal was automatically denied. And so now it just took, like, I got the access back and then it took it back away. So, you know, it'll be back in like a few days or something like this, which is fine. We can still take guests from Discord. So if you guys want to join and you're watching on YouTube, on TikTok, feel free to join the Discord. There's a link. Let me put the Discord link in the background. Here it is. Here's the Discord link. Feel free to join the Discord link. It just takes you to the Discord server and then we can talk. There is no fresh appeal. That's like the last appeal. Anyway, let's read some super chats while we're here. From Outwitted by Fish with the $10. How can people believe the Earth is flat? It's clearly quite effervescent. I feel like there's a joke there that I'm missing. From Will Day with the $2. Has antisocial personality disorder, no conscience? Probably. Wouldn't be surprised. From Christopher Sanford with the £5. Keep it up. The only reason the caller's here is to distract from the fact that he knows he can't, you know, keep it up. Oh, that's a good point. From Any2 Drew with the $2. Can I debate you? The Earth is flat. Yes, but you have to join via the Discord. There's a link behind me, you know, up here somewhere. That's the only way now because TikTok has restricted my guest access because whatever that guy's name was, Dark whatever, he came on and did harassment. So, I mean, I think it'll be restored in like a few days. Yeah, it'll be restored in a few days, so it'll be fine because I'm not going to be live in a few days anyway. But yeah, so we have to take guests only from Discord right now. We do have some Cash Apps to read as well, several in fact. So from Rob with the $2, will you please let us know how you're doing? I have something set up. Yes. Yeah. So the thing is, TikTok is just like they just see the, or they hear the bad words, and what? Live access removed. Yes, that was a mistake. What? It's annoying. Well, okay. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can still watch. I'm still going to read the Cash Apps. We have $20 from Brad for praying for you, brother, hoping for a speedy recovery. Well, I appreciate that. From Sheila with the $20 for FM Liberati's Dragons sending love and support. It's very much appreciated. I do appreciate the love and support. From William with the exceedingly large amount of money, $314 from William to get a good rest and recovery, rooting for you. Thank you so much, William. That's so generous. Sorry I couldn't read it while I was on TikTok, but it's very, very kind of you. Very, very kind. I don't really know what else to say about besides that. Yeah, huge W from William. From Shay with the $20 for you know what they say about ear size. Oh, is it? Do they say that about ear size? And that's it. So thank you so much, everybody, especially to William. That's enormous. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at the Discord server. All right, so nobody's in the Discord guest box, but that's okay. We can give it some time. There's no reason to. Oh yeah, from Ryan Gasling with the £5. TikTok is broken, always has been, definitely sucks. Sorry. I mean, yeah, it is annoying. We'll get this sorted. You know, worst case scenario, we wait 3 days. No, I'm not. I'm not happy with the appeal result. I'm not too chuffed though, if only because like this is the last day I'm going to be live for like a week anyway. So not the end of the world. That said, we aren't getting any guests in the guest waiting area, which is in this area, regardless of where you're watching on vertical or on horizontal, that this is the place to view. Appeal not approved. Crazy. I mean, it was definitely that guy. I was the one being bullied, but okay. Dark Cloud, Andrew Bennett of Greensboro, North Carolina. Is that true? I mean, we shouldn't dox people, so don't do that. But I will definitely Google. I'm actually not going to worry too much, because it doesn't really matter, right? Just checking a few text messages that I got. Okay, that's not relevant. Okay, it's just people sending well wishes. All right, well, if we don't get any guests, then I think that we kind of just end the live stream here. There's not much more to talk about, right? You need several I do have a backup account. It's just not worth doing. There's only like an hour left on the live anyway. Ooh. Stomach grumbling. I'm not allowed to eat, which is unfortunate. From Just Rick, thank you for the $5. A fin to help cover income loss because of that guy. I'm not too worried about that. I guess we could do bonus Ask a Physicist. Why not? Yeah, let's just do that. Because you're not going to get one for a while. Here we go. Bonus Ask a Physicist. What you guys got for me? From Julius Anderson with the $5. My non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is being treated with lasers physics to save my life. Science will save yours too. That's so cool. I didn't know that they use lasers to treat non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. That's crazy. That's crazy and wild. What a wild world we live in. And from the J Pump with the $10, good luck, Blitz. Love your streams. I appreciate you. All right, let's answer some questions. Just gotta find the questions. Still watch the guest box on Discord? We don't need to. Favorite Magic card of all time? Favorite Magic card of all time? Illusionary Mask. It's the number one, right? What do you think about the possibility of that FLERFS have aphantasia? You know what? Maybe. That seems a little surprising, but maybe. From Ruby Russ with the $20, just wishing me good luck. I appreciate that. You guys are very kind. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Sorry, just deleting some emails. How are gravity, time, and speed related when it comes to black holes? So, gravity can make you go faster, right? It pulls you in and you go faster, of course. Regarding gravity and time, especially near black holes, gravity warps space-time. And that includes the time bit, right? So if it's the case that part of space warps into time and part of time warps into space, it's totally plausible that like the rate at which time flows for you could be different from the rate at which time flows for somebody else, which would mean that your clock would look like it's ticking slower from somebody else's perspective. That's how the math works out. From Corin Laprio with the $5, the Rocky Mountains are so big, couldn't you see them from the whole US if Earth was flat? Probably. Maybe. What is your opinion on Sabina Hossenfelder? I think that she is overly cynical. I mean, she's a talented physicist, but I think that she's cynical, like overly cynical, and I think it's in part because of audience capture, which is unfortunate. From Vicious with the $20 with just the thumbs up. I thought you mean thumbs up. This is thumbs up now. Those who know. Can you explain uranium lead dating? Yeah. So uranium lead dating is I think it was first used in the 50s. And it's often it's not only used on zircon crystals, but it's often used on zircon crystals. And so the idea is that uranium as an atom is unstable, it's radioactive. And so over time, uranium atoms will, you know, undergo spontaneous radioactive decay. And they will eventually, after chaining through a whole bunch of different subsequent atoms, they will eventually end up at lead, and lead is stable. So once they end up at lead, that lead just sticks around. So if you start off with a big chunk of uranium, if you wait long enough, eventually some of it will turn into lead. Not all of it, but some of it. And so what you can do with zircon crystals, it's a kind of crystal that forms in particular environments. Zircon crystals, because of their chemistry, can't form with lead in them. At least not with any significant amount of lead in them. And so, but what can happen is that they can form with some uranium in them as like impurities. And so what that means is that if you have a zircon crystal, when it crystallizes, it might have some uranium in it, but it won't have any lead in it. And so if you wait long enough, some of that uranium will turn into lead. And then by calculating the ratio of the uranium to lead, you can figure out how long ago that crystal crystallized. From Shagtha with the $2, what cures for cancer have FLERFS created? Probably none. They haven't really done a whole lot, to be honest. And from Kane with the $1 Australian, just sending it over. I appreciate you. If things turn into lead, then are alchemists double wrong? Yes. If you could be any of the following from their respective universes, which would you be and why? Vulcan, Trill, Istari, or Tolkien, or Kalikendi. I like the Star Trek universe. They seem to have seem to have it down, right? Opinion on Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think that he does a good job exciting people about science. I think he does a really good job about that. With that. What does this have to do with flat Earth? It doesn't, because maybe I should change the live stream topic. Because and ask a physicist. Okay, we'll just change the title. Because the flat earthers disappeared. Because one of the flat earthers got me banned on TikTok. So like temporarily for like 3 days. So, you know, we pivoted. We took a pivot. So we'll just change the topic a little bit. The Rocky Mountains are also an horizon. Bite me, FLERFS. I don't know what that means. An horizon? But thank you for the $2, Sydney. Can you mention a few additional forms of dating that are commonly used? So there's potassium-argon dating, which is commonly used for old things. There's carbon dating, which we all probably know about at this point. I mean, you could look up radiometric dating. Those are the common ones that I know, but why don't we just look up radiometric dating and we'll see if there's a whole bunch of, so there's uranium lead, samarium neodymium, potassium argon, rubidium strontium, uranium thorium. There's chlorine 36 dating methods. So I don't know. There's a lot. From David Nikolai with the €5, Sabina became a grifter. She positioned herself against academia and pushes anti-intellectualism. That's my issue. Yeah. Maybe she believes what she says, but that's like, it definitely seems like it's the people who like her tend to be like anti-intellectual, which I don't like. Let's jump down to the bottom. How fast do I have to launch a frozen chicken for it to disintegrate midair? Oh, well, that's a calculation question that I would assign to, you know, some students, but I'm not going to do that for you live. Is gravity a fourth dimension property? It's a property of a four-dimensional space-time, but it's not like specifically four-dimensional. You could have gravity in 5 dimensions. From Emil with the €5. Good luck to you, Blitz. I appreciate that. I hear you and Justin talking about the Big Bang Crunch often. I always understood that space-time began at a Big Bang. Is this still a common understanding, and does it match the Big Bang Crunch model? So, look, I'm actually pretty agnostic about whether or not the universe will have a big crunch later. But the idea that the universe began with a Big Bang is not really a mainstream view anymore. It was mainstream in the 80s or prior to the 80s, but since like the mid 80s, it's not really the view that most cosmologists hold anymore. How would you rate Project Hail Mary? 10 out of 10. Excellent movie. From sustaining Nimbus with the $2, don't forget speed dating, which is 100% effective. Oh, good point. And from Sydney Raptor with the $2 Australian, mountain outlines are horizons. Well, that's not what's usually meant by horizon. Usually what's meant by horizon is something specific, like the place where the curvature of the Earth makes it so you can't view any more of the Earth. But, I mean, yeah, you could treat mountain outlines as horizons. Sorry, I dropped something and I'm trying to grab it with my foot. Going to do any more MAGA versus science in the future? Maybe. I don't know. Sorry, that was a super chat from Detson. I appreciate that. Isn't it almost 11 on the West Coast? It is. My surgeries, I don't have to leave for another hour and a half, so... Ah, that's the stomach rumbling. Do you believe in the Copenhagen or the many worlds interpretation or others? I'm a many worlds guy, but you know, I'm open to changing my mind on this. What's your take on solar energy investing versus nuclear energy? I think that they're both useful. Nuclear energy has a giant, enormous startup cost. That's the issue. Solar energy has basically no startup cost. And the reason why nuclear energy has such big startup cost and why it takes so long is because it's dangerous, right? Like, the modern nuclear reactors are not as dangerous as Chernobyl because they have so many safety measures in place and because there's so much red tape to make sure that everything's correct. And so it's like, you don't want to be cutting corners on nuclear reactors, right? Why does mass bend space-time? It just seems to be a thing that mass does. Not all, like, why does charge cause... Why do positive charges attract negative charges? It's just what they do. From Reverend Nate with the 5 Canuck bucks. You know the line, one day is like 1,000 years to God? Would that mean he's moving at near the speed of light, or do I have that backwards? Plus, where would he go? So we would have to be moving at so we would have to be like hanging out near a black hole in order for one of our days to be like 1,000 years to God. And God would have to be hanging out near a black hole in order for one of God's days to be like 1,000 years for us. Is Earth the ground? Yes, it is. Or water? No, the atmosphere is around 70. Okay, I don't know what that question means. Is there an actual physical? Is time an actual physical dimension or just a human accounting tool for entropy? It seems like it's as physical as space is. Can you give me some recommendations for numerical relativity? It's driving me crazy. I cannot because I've never done numerical relativity. Have you looked at that clown Eric Weinstein's geometric unity? I haven't looked at it personally. I mean, I've glanced through it, but I haven't looked at it in depth. Just because it's long. But I know that there was a physicist / mathematician who actually did do a review of it and concluded that it's either meaningless or it's trivial. From Sean Zirconium with the $5. What happens to matter that enters a black hole? Does it become energy? We have no idea. We have absolutely no idea. But energy isn't a stuff, so it wouldn't really make sense to say that matter becomes energy. Lol, he can't even afford to buy a decent mic. This is a decent mic. I don't know what the complaint is. Can you just pronounce methane for me? Yeah, methane. The galaxies we see through a telescope, how can we tell they're not made of antimatter? They interact with light the same way normal matter does. Yeah, so it's a good question. We can't tell that they're not antimatter. However, if they were antimatter, then there'd be a place that, like, let's say that there was like a big region of where everything was antimatter. Well, then the boundary of that region would be a boundary between matter and antimatter. And we would see like gamma rays from the annihilation of matter and antimatter at that boundary. And we just don't see that anywhere. From Ekipo with the €2. Does the expansion of space create new space? It's not really a well-defined question. Like, what does it mean for space to be new? Like, how do you tell new space and old space apart? What different features do they have? Like, space doesn't have like a watch on so that you can tell how old it is. Can you explain what a 4D pseudo-Riemannian manifold is? Do you have time for a course on differential geometry? So a manifold is, or a Riemannian manifold in particular, is sort of a generalization of a curved shape. And so you can, like, you know, if you took calculus 3, like, you can do calculus on curves. And so a pseudo-Riemannian or a Riemannian manifold is that. And you can do calculus on it, and you can take derivatives on it. It's just a little bit complicated. And it can be arbitrary dimension. It doesn't have to be a surface, right? A pseudo-Riemannian manifold is like that, except one of the directions is time-like, or at least one of the directions is time-like, meaning that it has kind of, the technical word, it has a different signature than the other directions. And that affects how distances and durations are measured. And 4 dimensions just means that there's 4 different directions that you can travel in that are kind of independent from each other. So space we think of as having 3 dimensions because there's left and right, which is 1, there's up and down, which is 2, and then there's back and forth, which is 3. And if you add a 4th, forward and backward in time, then that's a 4th. From Sloshy Whale with the $5, can we throw light? And if not, could we use light to determine a fixed point in space and something's speed relative to it? I don't know what you mean by throw light. Yeah, I'm not really sure what this question means. Determine a fixed point in space and something speed. So you can always measure something's speed. The thing is you can't use light to measure something's speed relative to the light, because everything always measures that light is traveling at light speed. So, 300 million meters per second or something like this. So what that means is that from any observer's perspective, actually, what am I trying to say? Yeah, I guess you could, like, if you had a flashlight here and then a race car next to it, and you were watching from the side, you could measure the speed of the race car by measuring how far it travels relative to how far the light travels, I guess. You could do that. From Reverend Nate with the 2 Canuck bucks, aluminum or aluminium is the real schism. That's true. And from Josh P with the $2, what is space expanding into? It's not expanding into anything. It's just getting bigger. But there's not a border. From Sunopeak with the 25 AED, which I don't remember what that stands for. He's asking if we can lasers, but with extra steps, like compressing it like a mass. You can't since it's massless. Oh, yeah, no, you can't. Y'all, it is 11 o'clock. I'm going to end the live stream here because I've got to go take care of a few things. But thank you guys so much for sticking around, for watching, even though the TikTok live stream got canceled, even though the Flat Earth part got canceled. I appreciate you guys for being here. And hopefully, if things go well, you will hear that I am well in like 12 hours or something. Who knows? So take care, everybody.